Pelosi and President Bush. Roll the tape.
We won't agree on every issue, but we do agree that we love America equally.
We both extended the hand of friendship, of partnership to solve the problems facing our country, the challenges that America's working families face.
Thanks, Jenny. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, so what do we learn there?
Well, this was a really fun segment to watch because if you notice, the minute he starts saying we won't agree on everything, his hands separate. When your hands separate that way, what you're saying basically is that we have a lot of differences. Watch.
Whoop.
We won't agree on everything. That means this is how far apart we actually are in our agreement. When Nancy starts to talk and when she starts to say, you know, we're going to work together, what does he do? He leans back and he closes his legs. Right now he's in a power stance. When she starts to talk, he folds his legs over, which means he's closing his body language and he doesn't agree with what she's about to say.
Now, what about her? Now, she gestured over to him, didn't really look at him.
She is actually doing really well. She's very comfortable. She's much more comfortable than he is in this segment. She feels comfortable because you can see there's a slight chin elevation, which means she's kind of feeling a little superior. The handshake is also interesting because when you are looking at someone and they're on the left, like Pelosi is, she has the upper hand, so to speak, when the handshake comes.
Why?
So why? Because if you and I are going to shake hands,
right,
I'm on top, which is dominant. I can easily flip you over.
What if I just go like that?
It's very difficult for you to do that. It is,
because I'm a submissive guy.
Oh, wow. I can see that all the time.
Yeah.
No, so it's a dominant handshake. And if the interesting thing is...
she really was the power player.
She was absolutely the power player.
All right, one more. Bush, Rumsfeld, Bob Gates. Roll the tape.
Earlier today, I announced my intent to nominate Robert Gates to be the next Secretary of the Defense. And now I'm pleased to introduce him to the American people.
Bob Gates, my congratulations to you on this nomination. My very best wishes.
This is a difficult segment because he's very emotional. Rumsfeld, you can see the minute they start talking about, you know, we're going to nominate someone else now, what happens? He automatically looks down. He looks down and he starts doing adjustments. When you look down like that, what you're doing is you're accessing your emotions. Then he starts all the nervous gestures. He's fixing his tie, which of course would have been done a few minutes beforehand. And then he puts his hands at the side, very stiff, and he has what's known as a nervous grin across his face. And you can see that nervous grin because there's no pointed upward. There's no smile. It's just pulled apart.
He didn't want to be there.
He didn't want to be there. He was very uncomfortable in that situation.
Right. You can't blame him.
No, absolutely not. The next segment where he clasps his hands together right before he starts speaking is his way of saying, I'm very uncomfortable with this. It's looking for reassurance. When you clasp your hands together, you're looking for reassurance.
Okay.
He finishes it off with a very emotional goodbye.
All right. Tanya, very, very interesting. We appreciate it. I think we're going to have Tanya on a lot here. I like this.
Coming up, the